Hello champions and future champions, hello ChessMood family. GM Gabuzyan is here with you and welcome to our daily lesson. Today we have an important attacking topic about Fianchetto and Fianchetto bishops. At this position, which derived from Sicilian Dragon variation, you can see that white is trying to attack through the H file, opponent is trying to do the same through the C file. At this concrete case, white is doing better. We opened up the line and we are ready for the attack. But when attacking, we need to understand the important defenders of opponent's king. There is a knight on f6, which controls square on h7. But more importantly, bishop on g7 controls important h8 square. So whenever we get queen h2, playing queen h8 checkmate is not that simple. Means often we will need to exchange this bishop, weaken the dark squares, and only then we can attack on opponent's king. But how to do this is not that simple. And I offer you to pause the video at this position and try to make the calculations. Going directly bishop to h6 is not that correct. Black can suddenly play queen to f8. Even if we exchange the bishop, black will take back with the queen, and now they have even a better defender. Queen covers all of the important squares. So we need to prepare this attack little differently. At the beginning, white starts with queen h2. Yes, that is correct. Right now we don't have any threats. But our first target is the knight on f6, so we can get access to h7 square. Black here tried to play b4 and creating their own attack, but we go knight d5. Slowly we're getting rid of black kingside defenders. Knight takes, pawn takes back, and after knight d5 we already have access to h7 square. We're playing this move, king f8, and finally we can exchange the strong important bishop to h6. When this bishop is being removed from the board, you can very quickly see how weakened this Fianchetto structure is becoming. Bishop h6 is a check, so we cannot mate now with queen h8, but we are capturing back with the queen, and this is also a check. No matter where black king is going, to g8 or to e8 squares. In both scenarios, queen h8 is the mating move. As we can see, once white exchanged the dark squared bishop, this attack was unstoppable. Now let's go ahead and we will see very similar to this one position, but with one very big difference. Take a look at this. What do you see? Everything is almost the same, but the most important bishop on e3 is missing and black doesn't have knight on f6. Bishop on e3 was that important because this was the piece which was exchanged with bishop on g7. Now, in same conditions, if we go queen h2, and using the fact there is even no knight on f6, we will not have further threats. For example, black can play here b4, queen h7 check, and king f8. Take a look at this. Bishop on g7 is so strong. It's controlling the h8 square, blocking all of white ideas. On top of this, bishop participates on black's attack on our queen side. Now, after knight d5, they can play 6, throwing back the knight, and after any move, doesn't matter we go knight to f4 or knight to e3. Black plays queen f6. Using this cooperation, dark squares are under full domination of black. They are using the defender and the attacker at the same time. For this reason, not having the bishop is very dangerous in these positions. And whenever we are missing it, creating our own attack is almost impossible as well. Now, let's go ahead and see another position. This is a possible scenario from the Sicilian Dragon variation. It's white to move, but there is an important detail missing in this position. How to play is my question. And you can pause the video trying to make a decision. At this moment, if we're trying to begin our direct attack with h4, which seems to be an attractive option. It's a huge mistake. Square on g4 is not protected. Black can play knight g4 move. And what is the pain? Either black is on time to exchange the strong bishop with the knight, which, as we know from previous position, is a terrible outcome. Or, if we capture now on c6, black takes back with the b pawn, and suddenly this line is getting opened. So black will be able to create a lot of threats in future related to the open line and strong rook on b8. For this reason, at the beginning, white cannot play the h4 move. If you tell me, do we have a strong bishop h6 trying to exchange? I will say it sounds great, but now black's getting another very typical idea for these positions. They can play knight takes e4. What's the thing? Now queen is under attack, so we have to take back. And they capture on d4 with the bishop. Sacrificing the exchange in these structures is very common, and in our classical games we have introduced it in Simagin's game as black. You can take a look at it if you are interested. After bishop f8 and queen takes back, even though black's missing an exchange, they have a bishop and a pawn for this. As well, long diagonal and lot of options to attack on white's king. In the meanwhile, our attack will be useless, since we know there is bishop on the long diagonal, which will be a great defender as well. For this reason, at the beginning, we don't exchange the bishops as well. White needs to put pawn on f3, and as you will see in lot of dragon games, this is one of the main structural ideas. We are preventing all kind of knight g4 moves. Also, pawn on f3 is keeping e4 protected in different variations. Only after playing f3, white is able to create attack with h4 and g4 moves. Now, let's summarize the daily lesson of today. We have learned that bishops on e3 and g7 are very important. It's very important as well while attacking to exchange this bishop and do it correctly. Black, on the other hand, needs to keep this bishop as much as possible. Sometimes, as you have seen, they can even sacrifice the exchange. Now let's go ahead and you will get the homework position. Let's from the beginning make a couple of moves and we will get to the beginning of Sicilian Dragon variation. It's happening e4 c5, knight f3 d6, d4 pawn takes, knight d4 knight f6, knight c3 g6, and the main move up to the theory here is bishop to e3. Question is the following: is it a good move, or it allows black to play knight g4? You can share your thoughts and ideas in the comments section below. GM Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for your subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. I will see you next time during our next daily lessons.